of Ayush, to all the hundreds of Ayush professionals who have joined this event today. There was a both the seniors who have spoken and given their insights, particularly for highlighting why this event is a historic one. Some questions have also been coming. Now, one question, Krishna Kumar sir, one among our listeners, our audience today, has a question for you. कृष्ण कुमार सर के लिए एक सवाल आया है. It is that what is the best Ayurvedic medicine for dealing with post-corona complications? Krishna Kumar sir, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, one of our participants have asked this question. What is the best possible Ayurvedic medicine for post-corona complications? And the question is specifically to you, sir.
Well, I think advisory of Ayush has already gone very well. Chyawanprash is one of those things which can be continuously taken after the post-issue corona issue, which can give them a lot of energy, which can make sure that the lost energy can be regained. And then depending on the individual of the person and the age of the person, various medicines can be given. There are quite a few Rasayana Chikitsa which can be given, and that can ensure that they are taken care of, and whatever losses have been there in the body or the damages that have been done can be recouped and can continue to live a normal, healthy life thereafter.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm sure that would have answered the question in the best possible way. गुरुजी, आपके लिए भी एक सवाल है. That is about the special relevance of yoga in the COVID situation, particularly because all over the world is one among the first to be impacted when an individual suffers from COVID. So, how can yoga be tapped into to manage the difficulties an individual faces if he is infected with COVID? This is one question which has come up, sir. Guruji.
So most of you know that we have been doing this work on bronchial asthma and respiratory system by using yoga, and we have published a paper in British Medical Journal way back in 1986 itself. And since then we have lakhs of people who have been greatly benefited by the principles of yoga. And the whole system is to see that you reduce the oversensitivity and also have got proper breathing practices. For example, if you have the Bhramari Pranayam or the humming, if you go on doing it, the nasal tract will bring forth almost 15 times more natural killer cells in the body, and which can deal with these coronaviruses very effectively. And these things have been used even in the hospitals when they have got the coronavirus affected in Italy and also in UK and in Canada. Many of our friends who have been able to completely get out of this troubled, deathly thing from them. And like that, thousands of people have been using this yoga. And it is the best remedy because the pranayama is very, very effective in dealing with these respiratory challenges that we face, not only during corona, but all in the NCDs also, in other systems also. That's how we have got the yoga modules that we had developed to have very easy ways of doing these things and get the benefits. Thank you very much.
Guruji, dhanyavad. I would now request Dr. Kanagavalli, Director General of General Council of Siddha Research, to give her perspective on the significance of the Ayush Sanjivani app-based study. Dr. Kanagavalli, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, madam, please go on.
Good morning to all respected person who are participating in this webinar. With the support of Ministry of Ayush, the webinar is being organized successfully. This occasion is a remarkable milestone in the history of Ministry of Ayush. In coming together to this webinar to capitalize the strength of Ayush system of medicine, especially Siddha, for promoting and propagation of Ayush as well as Siddha system of medicine through population-based studies. With this sincere gratitude, I convey my thanks to our Honorable Ayush Minister as well as to Sri Vaidya Rajesh Kotechaji, who is the Secretary of Ministry of Ayush, for his proactive steps taken by him even before declaring COVID-19 as a pandemic by WHO. Ministry of Ayush and its dynamic leadership, they released Ayush advices for challenging arises due to COVID-19 infection on 6th of March 2020 itself. So, you are all very well know that prevention is better than cure. As of now, there is no approved medicine for COVID-19 infection. So, it will be good to take preventive measure mentioned Ayush system of medicine to improve our immune system, that is immunity of our own body. In this regard, our Honorable Prime Minister, while addressing the nation, he advised 7 steps for the citizen of India to fight against COVID infection. Among the 7 steps, the third one, he insisted the citizen of India to follow the Ayush advisories and measures to meet out our COVID-19 infection. So prior to this, our Honorable Minister, during interaction with stakeholders of Ayush, he advised them to create a scientific validation, that is, with the research activities, we have to bring up evidence-based immune boosters to the public to meet up this COVID-19. So with this considerable fact, Ministry of Ayush initiated 3 steps of studies to bring out an evidence-based immune boosters as well as medicine to meet out COVID-19 crisis. So one among this is observation of people's social pattern regarding the usage of immune boosters from Ayush system of medicine through Ayush Sanjivani app. Ayush Sanjivani app is a unique mobile application launched by Ayush Ministry of Ayush. This app is used for documentation of health information and generation of usage of Ayush advocacies and measures. In this pandemic crisis, without data documentation, scientific forum will never accept our lot of work. So it's a mandate for each and every Ayush stakeholders, doctors, to prove our medicine through documentation of data. Based on this, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India launched Ayush Sanjivani app. Second thing, Ayush Sanjivani app, we are having some objectives. So through this app, we are going to conduct observational cross-sectional study with a sample size of 5 million people. So we have to understand the objects to assess the acceptance and usage of Ayush advocacies and measures among the population and its impact in preventing COVID. This is the objective of our Ayush Sanjivani app. So also we have to understand the outcome. What will be the outcome we are expected through this study? Percentage of population who agreed to be benefited from Ayush practices after using it. These things can be assessed by improvement in appetite, bowel habit, sleep among the Ayush users as compared to the non-users. These are all the expected outcomes. So the data are collected, and based on this outcome, we are Ministry of Health plan to publish in standard peer-reviewed journals. This will surely ensure the strength of our Ayush system of medicine. So the second study, Ministry of Health initiated prophylactic intervention with Ayush medicine in containment zone, isolation area, then people who are in high-risk condition or as healthcare worker. This is one type of prophylactic studies. This is initiated by Ministry of Ayush. Then the third one is add-on therapy. This is intervention of Ayush system of medicine along with modern system of medicine. And this study is approved by Ministry of Ayush after scrutinizing the EC approval, CTRA approval, and the consent letter which is issued by the concerned hospital or institute having IPD admitted with COVID positive patient. So to maintain all these studies in a proper way, in a genuine matter, Ministry of Ayush constitute interdisciplinary research task force committee. The responsibility of the committee is frame the activities and frame protocol for these studies. And also our protocols are also examined or scrutinized by DSMB also. These facilities are made by our Ministry of Ayush to bring out our study in a genuine manner or in a proper way. So I request all the Ayush stakeholders, particularly our Siddha system of medicine, to participate, felicitate, and help in propagation of this study among the masses. I request one and all to spread this message to involve the entire Siddha opportunity as a volunteer to let us join together to propagate Ayush Sanjivani app. To break up the COVID-19 chain. Thank you, Nanda.
Was the message from the Honorable Prime Minister to the Ayush community for that. Our Secretary, Vaidya Rajesh. Kotecha, Secretary Ministry of Ayush, has joined us. Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
So, I was patiently listening from the beginning. There was some technical glitch, so I could not sign up as a presenter, but I was there. And I am very happy to observe respected Krishna Kumarji, respected Guruji, Nagendraji. They made wonderful introduction of the Ayush Sanjivani, and it was the remarks came after the Sanjivani presentation was done by Dr. Leena Chatraji, and then we also, I was listening the remarks of the Chairman of Board of Governors, Central Council of Homeopathy, Professor Khuranaji, Dr. Anil Kumar and Kanakwaliji. So you can see that there is a synergy. There is a very specific, very good synergy across the sector, across the entire nation, community about the interventions of Ayush for mitigation of COVID, and that is very important. I want to quote this really interesting example that on 13th April, Honorable Prime Minister have mentioned when he was addressing to the nation about extending the lockdown to lockdown 2. he mentioned Saptapadi, like 7 steps to prevent ourselves and save our community from the COVID. So in his this Saptapadi, the 3rd step was to follow Ayush Ministry's immunity promotion advisory, and this advisory is a self-care guideline. I'm happy that one of the main contributor, Sri Vaidya Padma Shri P.R. Krishna Kumar ji is also here as a panelist and as an expert. So this advisory was mentioned by the Honorable Prime Minister immediately after his speech. Our website of Ayush crashed because a lot of people wanted to know what is this advisory. So this is very interesting. Another interesting example is that on MyGov platform is a platform or is an IT-based platform where all government initiatives are posted and it is visited by millions of people. So on MyGov platform, this immunity advisory was posted with a small video, and it was seen by 2.4 million people in 24 hours. So this is kind of enthusiasm. Now the Ayush interventions and immunity promotion advisory videos are available even on Arogya Setu application. So in Arogya Setu application, you can, if one visits the video, there is a video of Ayush also. So yesterday also I was listening to the press conference of Ministry of Health. So one of their main advisory is to follow Ayush Ministry's guideline for immunity promotion. So that is a kind of acceptance and all over the country these advisories and interventions propagated by different states, different experts, like Honorable Guruji Nagendraji was mentioning about yoga intervention, is very widely accepted. I also want to mention that 3 days back we have also posted the guidelines, practitioners guidelines for all Ayush practitioners. It was prepared by a group of scientists and practitioners from the task force. Honorable Krishna Kumar ji also did contribute into that preparation of the guidelines of practitioners, and it was actually, the committee was headed by Dr. V.M. Katoj, who is the former DG of ICMR. So it was wonderfully done, and due to administrative delays, it got delayed, but finally we were able to post it on our website, Ayush website. So you can visit that on the homepage also. You can get this, is a practitioner guideline for Ayurveda, Yoga, Siddha, Unani, Homeopathy. Every practitioner, there is a separate guideline, even naturopathy. So all these guidelines are available. So if a practitioners have some patient of COVID-like symptoms, then what should they do? There are options. If they want to do some prophylaxis, there are options, So these kinds of interventions should be recorded. That is my request. And Ayush Sanjivani is one humble effort about that. And Ayush Sanjivani is the questionnaire, etc. I would request and recommend all the practitioners and all the listeners of this unique webinar that it is not a survey. Please don't take this as a survey. It is a kind of a retrospective study of impact assessment of Ayush intervention. So it is something more than a survey. And I was told this morning when I was reviewing that as long as 1.4 million people's data is available now, and more than 200,000 downloads has already happened. The iOS version is now available. It was not available until now, but now from today, I believe, or by today evening, it will be available. So basically, the ministry and all other team of scientists and all experts who is gathered here, we all had a communication with each other, and we finalized. We have visualized that maybe we can get 5 million people's data, and we also took help from external agencies, advice from external agencies like Tata Institute of Social Sciences, PHFI. We talked with them also, and PHFI actually is helping us for some of our other projects also. So this is not just like a people's movement. It is a people's movement for the science, I would say, and that is for that I request all of you to please help us. whoever is participating in this discussion, from your end, you please motivate the people to download this application and fill up the questionnaire so that we have authenticated documentation and data of impact of Ayush in mitigation of COVID. We all know because we are by and large practitioners of the domain of Ayush. So we all know and we are confident that these interventions have immensely helped to keep all the people healthy and optimize with their immunity. But we need to document, as mentioned by Honorable Krishna Kumar ji, as mentioned by Honorable Nagendra ji. We all need to look at that perspective of documenting everything, whatever we do, so that, as advised by our Honorable Prime Minister, we have to generate evidences. And you know what? I want to make this a simple example how evidences converts into big commerce. That we have started working on this Ayush CSIR collaborative studies on 4 candidates. It's like a randomized control trial on 4 drugs, which is already we are using: Ashwagandha, Guduchi Pipali, Yastimadu, and Ayush 64. And the consumption of these 4 candidates has multiplied since it was announced. And Ashwagandha, export of Ashwagandha is in just 1 month time, it is doubled. So before even establishing scientific evidences, this is happening. I'm sure that when we finish these studies, we'll be having a lot of good data, and then we'll be able to publish in high impact journals. I need help of all the experts to help us and guide us. And once we do that, there is a huge commerce available, potential commerce available for our country, of these interventions for the immunity promotion and prophylaxis. So that is a kind of, converting the crisis into opportunity. So we are not greedy. We are not telling that, okay, this is an opportunity, but this is a crisis. But as mentioned by our Honorable Prime Minister, we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat post-COVID. So for Atmanirbhar Bharat, we need to generate, commerce for whatever we do in a positive manner. From an entrepreneur perspective, we have to think out of the box. So that is what I was mentioning. So Ayush Sanjivani, Ayush Sanjivani, Ayush Sanjivani. We have to, remember this word and spread this word, and application downloads should be multiplied. So, and then we will be able to achieve the target of 5 million downloads. Thank you. Namaskaram. Pranam.
Thank you, sir. Just to capture the essence, our systems of medicine on a sound scientific footing. Thank you, sir. I will now request Dr. Asim Ali Khan to give a few words. But before I go, sir, there are 2 questions also for you, which have come from our audience. I'll just mention that, and then I will request you both to give your introductory remarks and to address these questions. One, Dr. Khan, one is a general question. It is, what are the challenges in mainstreaming the Unani system of medicine in India? And the second question, Dr. Khan, is what is the prophylactic and post-management of COVID patients with respect to Unani medicine? That is, the utility of Unani, specifically with respect to the situation of COVID-19. Dr. Khan, over to you.
Sir, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum and namaskar to all. I think these questions are very important and very pertinent in the present scenario. As far as this question is there, that mainstreaming of Unani system of medicine, to all my fellow Ayush professionals, I would suggest, I think this is the wonderful opportunity that Ayush Sanjivani app is available. I think this is one of those particular applications, one of those particular tools through which we can really make a difference. This is one of the tools where we can make the people understand in scientific way the impact of the Ayush systems, specifically for this particular Unani system of medicine. So I think other than that, Ministry of Ayush, as I know, being a part of the team, hundreds of initiatives are being taken for making the excellence in education and training and research in all Ayush sectors, including the Unani system of medicine. New initiatives have been taken. A lot of studies are being going on. Wonderful task force and research teams have been made to propagate and to develop this system. Ministry of Ayush has been taking a lot of steps for developing linkages with the leading scientific institutions, not only within the country but outside the country, as we have been doing a lot of memorandum understandings with different institutions and universities, whether this is Mississippi in USA, or this is Tajikistan universities, or this is South Africa, or this is Bangladesh. So we are working a lot for that. I think these are the initiatives, and most important is this Sanjivani app. I think through this we can really make a difference, and we can tell the population and people in a scientific way, in evidence-based way, that yes, the United System of Medicine matters. So I request through this platform to all the United System of Medicine stakeholders, also professionals, students, teachers, faculty members, to please come forward and to do this particularly noble cause and do the fields. And as far as the other part is concerned, post-COVID infections, what we could do. There are a lot of things, medicines available, as Krishna Kumar Sahib was also telling me for the Ayurveda. Similarly, we have the Vishanda, whether this is Vedana or Nab Sapistan. All of our Ayush professionals are well aware of it. So there are these 2-3, Triakhe Arba is there, Triakhe Babai is there. There are certain medicines, and we have Chavanprash, and we have Chavanprash also for the diabetics. We have Chavanprash without sugar. So these are certain medicines, as Chavanprash, Professor Krishna Kumar Sahib also suggested. So we can also advocate Chavanprash. These are the wonderful medicines which can be used during the post-COVID situation.
Dr. Asim sir, thank you. That was a quick but comprehensive replies to both the questions, as well as a quick perspective on the app-based study which we are talking about today. I would just take up one more question. This is from Dr. Mahima of Delhi University. Dr. Mahima's question is, what are the preventive measures which can be undertaken during this pandemic situation? So, Dr. Mahima, if you are still with us, I hope you are. Actually, this question was answered in a summary kind of way by Krishna Kumar sir already, and Dr. Khan also addressed it. What are the preventive measures which can be undertaken during this pandemic situation? So I would request Dr. Khurana to give incorporating these two replies already given. Dr. Khurana, can you quickly give an answer to Dr. Mahima's question? Preventive measures.
Yes, sir. Yes. Actually, when this advisory was issued, a special mention was that we have to follow general measures too, as well as with the advisories. So it doesn't mean that if you are taking any Ayush intervention, then you are actually skipping off all general measures. We have to follow those, like social distancing, using face masks, washing hands, and all those things. But you have to build up your immunity, and for that particular purpose, there are different kind of interventions which are mentioned in the advisory. Those can be followed by the people. But I will suggest that you use one of the interventions so that you can have a maximum effect for that. And there's no chances of having any kind of a cross interaction. But there are usually home-based basically interventions which are easily available at your home. And only simple medicine which have been advised by homeopathy is arsenic album. Only 4 pills, empty stomach for 3 days, and that has to be repeated after 1 month if this situation persists. So simple general measures of immunity boosting, like doing a little bit of yoga in the morning, in your lifestyle, you have to imbibe that as a part of your lifestyle. That will continue to improve your immunity for these things. And then that because of this lockdown situation, you are holed up in your own home, you are not able to go out, or it restricts you for your physical movement. So in that case, this yoga will help you in maintaining your this immunity. And with the simple measures of Ayurvedic, Unani, or homeopathy, which are very quite easy to be taken up, and that will build up your immunity, and you're less likely to be affected by these kind of infections.
Dr. Khurana, thank you so much. 1 or 2 questions which have come are about the application itself. there is a lot of curiosity about when the app will come out in Indian languages. There are also questions about by what date the iPhone, the iOS version can be expected. So I would quickly say that both these we are working on, and the Hindi version we have recently brought out. Regarding the other languages, we can expect one or two more to come out maybe within 10 days. But we are just exploring the option. We have not finalized a solution to this, but we are working on it. The iOS version, Secretary Ayush had just now mentioned, we are expecting that by launch the iPhone.
There's an echo in your voice.
Is it better now, sir? So the iOS version, we are hoping that by today we will be able to bring it out. And while we are talking about Ayush Sanjivani, I also wanted to mention to all our, like I said, our brothers and sisters of the Ayush community, that one very big event for the Ayush family, that is the International Yoga Day, that is coming up, and it's not very far away. This year, the International Yoga Day will be observed in a different way. It will not be about open spaces and doing yoga. This year, we are focusing on building health and busting stress. So the focus this year for observation of International Day of Yoga, it is not on the celebratory aspect, but it's on doing yoga at home and doing yoga with family. Guruji, Dr. Nagendra is with us.
Along with modern medicine. Now the studies are going on. Some 30 sample size. Overall 60 samples are involved in that study. For 30 people, we are going to introduce our Siddha system of medicine. And on the other hand, we are going to introduce that zinc and vitamin C along with some paracetamol tablet. So at the end of the study only, we can analyze how far our drug, is there any drug interaction or any adverse drug reaction, and how our drug work on the immunity of an individual. But based on that, so previously we are having some doubting study for our Kabazra Kudineer. Now, as per the advisory which is used for in Tamil Nadu state, we are distributing this Kabazra Kudineer as a prophylactic as well as preventive measure. We are also using this same drug in COVID positive asymptomatic people also. If there is any drug interaction or adverse effect, it should be recorded, and how we are going to establish how much of RT-PCR load decreased before and after treatment. These things should be after getting conclusion, we will definitely publish it in the peer-reviewed journal. And regarding the next question, to meet out this pandemic COVID crisis, as per our Ministry of Roy's advisories, as well as based on this we are recommending recommended drug for respiratory problem, upper respiratory problem. These are all the advocacies. Based on the advocacies, we recommended the people who are suffering from COVID-19 reason. This is for information.
Kanikavali ji, thank you. Thanks for those inputs, and also congratulations for the grassroots level of work which is happening in Tamil Nadu. In which the positive impact on the general handle COVID. There is also a similar question about Sovaripa. What is the role of Sovaripa? Of course, yes. In fact, the private practitioners are an important pillar of our fraternity. And as Dr. Leena explained in the presentation in the beginning, all you have to do is provide your registration number and feed in the data of all those whom you have treated or advised. That would be an excellent support to this app. Thanks for raising. This question, and I, from the side of the ministry, on behalf of the ministry, I invite all private practitioners to please join in, download the app, give the data, individual data of you, which I want to address now. Is, are there any limitations on the number of people who can participate and provide data? There are absolutely no limitations. However, I would like to qualify that statement. When doctors give data of their individuals, it would be better to give the data of your own patients. We have examples of some district health administrations of our country who have been very proactive. And when they gave the data, they compiled the data of the entire district and put it as one entry. So that is the only area where I would caution our fellow Ayush practitioners, our members of our family. So it would be better if you don't make bulk entries of an institution. When a team of doctors compile their data, it will be ideal to enter that data in the individual names of the different doctors. Otherwise, what happens is the district data, it could be like 10,000, 20,000 patients or even more. If that comes as a bulk entry, it may distort our statistics a little bit. So instead of that, if 5 doctors are treating like 10,000 patients, let us split it against the names of all 5 doctors and make 2,000 each. I mean, I'm just giving indicative figures, but I'm sure you have understood. So except for this, there is absolutely no restriction on the numbers. So please feel free to enter in data of as many of your patients or clients as possible. We have more or less addressed all the questions which came our way. I also wanted to bring to the notice of all Ayush practitioners one important matter. In the address of the Honorable PM to the nation, in the Man Ki Baat speech on 31st May, he announced the launch of a contest. This is a video blogging contest on yoga. So this contest, on the same day the ministry launched the contest, and it is now open for everyone from any part of the world to join and post their yoga videos. So this contest is very important. It's not just a competition. There is a deeper philosophy, there is a deeper concept behind it. That is the reason why Honorable PM announced it. This is about yoga using to discover oneself. It's about how reforming us in this scenario. Adopting yoga, thinking practicing yoga. I just take a few, like 1.5 minutes, share a video with you. This is called my yoga competition. Can we have the video?
Welcome to the video blogging contest. My life, my yoga, an initiative by Ministry of Ayush and Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Let's look at how to apply for this contest. All you have to do is shoot a 3-minute video on the theme My Life, My Yoga and upload the 3-minute video on your Instagram, Facebook or Twitter. Make sure the video is public. Don't forget to tag the official handles of Ministry of Ayush when you upload the video. Remember to like or follow the pages. Here are some mandatory guidelines to keep in mind while uploading your video. Your video application to the contest needs to carry 2 hashtags. 1. Hashtag My Life, My Yoga, followed by the country name. 2. Gender category specific hashtag. Since the contest has 3 categories for uploading the video: youth, adult, and yoga professionals. For each of the category, you will have to add a hashtag specifying your gender. For example, a 19-year-old girl participating in the contest will add hashtag female adult. Along with hashtag My Life, My Yoga India, and upload her yoga video on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. So let's get ready to stretch our limits and yoga video blogging contest today.
Dr. Kanakavalli, Dr. Khan, any concluding words from your side?
Only one thing which I just wanted to say, my fellow colleagues from homeopathic side, there are certain states who have allowed homeopathic treatment to be given to COVID treatment at the COVID treatment centers, like in Gujarat and Maharashtra even. Please make full documentation of each and every case so that you can come up with some kind of a good success stories. If they are with you, you can just share with us. We can analyze that information on behalf of you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Khan, you were saying
Sir, thank you so much. I think we just heard from the Ayush stalwarts, Shri Vedra Teacher Sahib, our Honorable Secretary, and Shri Nagendraji, our Guruji, and Krishna Kumar Sahib, and yourself, and my fellow DGs. मैं सबसे पहले तो आई थिंक मैं सबसे पहले शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे मोहतरम वज़ीर आज़म जनाब नरेंद्र मोदी साहब का उन्होंने हमारी रहनुमाई की इस सिलसिले के अंदर और मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ. आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू आवर ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर आयुष एंड सेक्रेटरी आयुष for taking hundreds of wonderful initiatives to take the Ayush systems to the new excellence. We just heard from our stalwarts and that this app has been developed by the Ministry of Ayush. It will definitely help to generate data on acceptance and usage of Ayush advocacies and measures among the population and its impact in prevention of COVID-19. Ministry of Ayush Friends has initiated hundreds of initiatives for bringing the scientific excellence to Ayush systems. We have issued advisories of Ayush systems for immunity boosting measures, including Unani system of medicine. आप लोगों को याद होगा कि हमारे वज़ीर आज़म साहब ने when he was addressing the nation, he also referred to Ayush Kadha, and following that the Ministry of Ayush has come up with an advisory with an Ayush Kadha or Ayush Shanda. and Siddha also. And these are the common medicines in all the systems, and I think this is a wonderful opportunity that to improve the immunity and boosting the immunity of our population. So we may just support and recommend that tada. Along with those advisories of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy, Yoga, which Ministry of Ayush has already put in place, and they are available on the Ayush website. So I request all my colleagues and friends from Ayush fraternity, they just download them. We have, as Secretary Saab just told, that we have also come up and brought out the comprehensive guidelines for Ayush practitioners. And for Unani practitioners also, guidelines have been issued in the wake of COVID-19. I request all my fellow Ayush professionals and practitioners, particularly Unani professionals, to download these references from the Ayush website and start using them, particularly in the similarly placed conditions like cough and cold and sore throat and upper respiratory tract infections. At this end, we have also written letters to all college principals and deans and the vice chancellors of concerned universities and non-government organizations working for our systems, specifically Unani system of medicine also, and industry also, to come forward and contribute to this historic initiative. I especially request my colleagues and scholars from Unani colleges and hospitals and practitioners not only to download this app themselves, but also assist collecting the data of the patients and members of general public. Please make every possible effort to provide feedback. Soon we are also planning to organize webinars for Ayush stakeholders, especially Unani practitioners and college faculties and students, for doing our best in this direction. I also request all my colleagues in Ayush councils and our Ayush ministry institutions that they all come forward and download this application and do their best in making this initiative success. I hope that we together can make a very big difference. It is an easy app which can be downloaded from Google Play Store, and the questionnaires are very simple and can be easily filled in. This is a historical opportunity. Somebody was asking how we can bring the Ayush sectors, specifically Unani, in the mainstream. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. We can use it. We have never been Ayush systems, and as I understand, as we all know, the world is in need of Ayush. Let's collect the information about the usage of Ayush and its impact in this scientific and very convincing way, so that the maximum needy across the globe could be benefited. We shall not miss this opportunity, not only to strengthen Ayush, but also with the purpose of serving masses. Trust me that Ayush teams in the ministry, under the guidance of our Honorable Minister, Shripad Yasu Naik Sahib, and Secretary Ayush, Vedin Ayush Kutechaji, we are marching ahead and exploring and trying to explore the new horizons of excellence. I request all Ayush stakeholders to join hands with us to make Ayush a very preferred and most preferred form of healthcare system among the people for their benefit. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Khan. Dr. Kanagavalli ji, any concluding comments from your side, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, my humble request is regarding Ayush Sanjivani app, it should be in our regional and real beneficiaries are patient or community peoples. People have to document their own experience in that app. So please convert it in regional language so that we can gather or generate a huge data that should be a valid one for our future research. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kanagavalli.
Right.
Have a solution soon. Yeah, Dr. Khan, you wanted to add something, please?
Sir, day before yesterday, we were talking, me and Professor Prana Sahib, I request Dr. Kanagavalli ji and our Ayurvedic colleagues also that soon we are planning to have the webinars with the colleges and institutions, particularly the Ayush colleges, Unani, Ayurveda, Siddha, Homeopathy, and Yoga. And we are trying to open all of our professional friends and colleagues and students, and we are trying to request them through those webinars to come up and how to really capture this data. So soon probably we will be having the series of webinars in different Ayush systems with our stakeholders of Ayush. We will also involve the industry, and we request certain stalwarts of Ayush to come on the webinar to speak and in a convincing way, so that our people are motivated and we could do this wonderful exercise.
Excellent, Dr. Khan. We need that kind of continuous communication from the ministry side. So great that you are organizing that. Meanwhile, friends, we seem to have lost connection with Krishna Kumar ji. I would request Guruji Dr. Nagendra for his final comments. Guruji?
Thank you very much. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. So it has been a wonderful webinar where we had all the directors of different councils have come forward to take up in a big way, and the efforts of the entire team of Ayush should fructify with the targeted bring up of 50 lakhs of people, 5 million people. And as he briefly mentioned, I think there are 1.6 billion entries already has come, and the remaining things should soon come. And if the ministry makes all the effort to send them notifications to all the things, and if they do that, it will be very easy. And we hope that we can achieve this. And once we have this thing, analysis of the same thing is a very important thing, and we can analyze and bring about a very key outcome of these things. As rightly Rupali ji mentioned about it, we should be able to bring about the highlights of this entire exercise and have a showcase to the world at large, yes, that our system can be of great benefit and people should adopt it. And particularly it becomes more relevant lockdown period being released. So there is social mixing up and other things, and there can be an exponential, and everybody should start to that we will be able to contain, and that is the main outcome that we can derive out of these things, and we'll be very happy to do anything that is needed. In terms of research analysis and doing everything, I'm so glad that we have students and others to analyze the data, and we can also do this thing and bring about the various subtle dimensions which are also involved in the data that we are going to have these things. With that, once again, I congratulate you, Ranjit Kumar ji and Rajesh Kotecha ji and our wonderful dynamic minister Shipa ji for bringing this dimension of research, essentially which is most important. The data collection is the most important thing, and I'm so happy that we will be able to do this thing to show to the world that yes, Ayush is a reality and it can meet the challenges of modern times of the COVID. Thank you all. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.
Guruji, many thanks for your valuable time. We have been, the ministry, we have always had for continuous guidance, and even in the matter of this study, we will continue to trouble you with our requirements. Thank you so much. And finally, I would request Secretary Ayush, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, for his concluding remarks.
Respected Guruji, Sri Nagendra ji, Sri Krishna Kumar ji, all my colleagues who is participating in this panel, Dr Anil Kumar ji, the Chairman of the Board of Governors, CCH and DG CCRH, DG CCRUM, Professor Alisim Ali Khan ji, Kanakwali ji, the DG of CCRS, Siddha, Santosh ji, Hamare Ranjit Kumar ji, and all other colleagues, all participants, thank you all. I'm very much happy to endorse and to note that this interaction of roughly 1 hour 45 minutes is very useful, very comprehensive, and it helped us to understand the Ayush Sanjivani, purpose of Ayush Sanjivani, importance of Ayush Sanjivani. I am aware that our national institutes and lot of colleges, their management, their students, their faculty, they are all participating and watching this live event. And I, through this event and through this webinar, I want to and I express my expectation to all participants that please help Government of India, Ministry of Ayush to propagate and to get maximum download of Ayush Sanjivani, and also motivate the people, community, our friends, everybody should put their observation on Ayush intervention of any form into this unique application so that we can gather as much as possible the data, and then we can come out with an inference of the impact of these interventions. So that is the basic agenda and idea of this unique webinar. And I want to convey my compliments, my thanks to the senior experts of this webinar, Professor Sri Vaidya P.R. Krishna Kumar ji and Guruji Honorable Nagendra ji from SVSI University for their participation, their time and their expertise. We highly respect their contributions. Whenever we require them, they are always there for us. So that is a kind of most humble, sincere and professional help is always available from them. So through this platform, I want to acknowledge that and then convey our gratitude to these two senior experts who is participating in this webinar. My colleagues also, they all have contributed really well, and through this platform, I want to compliment and convey my best luck to Ranjit Kumar ji and his team, because next to this Ayush Sanjivani, now they are working for IDY, the International Day of Yoga event, and this year it will be unique event because there is no physical kind of programs or in place. We are encouraging everybody to stay home and do common yoga protocol, practice common yoga protocol at the same time. We'll be recording that, we'll be documenting that also. And My Life, My Yoga video blog competition is also very unique, and it is an effort which we impacted the people's lives. So a lot of people are enthusiastic, and we are inviting them to record their videos, their experience, and then some of the practice in a short 2 to 3 minutes video. So this is also a very unique effort, and I am sure that thousands of entries will come, and it will be also one of its kind. Honorable Prime Minister also have mentioned in Mann Ki Baat about this My Life, My Yoga. So thank you so much. All this is happening because of our blessings and mentorship of our Honorable Minister, Sri Sipad Naik ji, and he is always available, always guiding us, never says no for any innovative and initiative. So from this platform, I also convey my sincere gratitude to him. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Thank you, sir. And finally, from the side of the Ministry of Ayush and from the side of Honorable Minister of Ayush, our deep gratitude to the hundreds of Ayush professionals, members of our family, esteemed professionals, for joining us today. And in your participation, we see your support to Ayush Sanjivani app. We look forward to meeting you again in the forthcoming webinars on various important subjects. Thank you. Jai Hind.